What's happening, guys? I'm back again with another update on the contest prep, and the big update is we haven't started yet. So, I've picked a show. I'm going to do the BNBF Northern Qualifier, which is on the 26th of August. So, it gives me quite a lot of time, which is a good thing because it means we can start focusing on like a bit more of an off season. I've got 12 weeks more of off season now before I'm actually going to start the prep. Ideally, I would have done the Scottish. The Scottish is my favourite show to do. I mean, it's like 20 minutes from my house, the venue, and like obviously in front of a home crowd, it's much better for me to do that. But the way it works out, I've got a course that weekend in London, and I've been waiting to do that course for a good while. I wanted to do it all last year, and it never really worked out in terms of dates, so I was making sure it happened this year. So yeah, long story short, I'm not doing the Scottish, and it's kind of a blessing in disguise as well because we've got Grace's birthday the week before that, and like we usually have like a wee party here at the house in the garden, and I don't want to be like flagging at that like 1 week out at that. Like it wouldn't be great. You know what it's like, anyone that's like done a competition prep, like when you're 1 week out, you like can't even concentrate on a conversation. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise in that sense. But the Northern made the most sense to me. It gives me a bit more of an off season. I did just diet down for a holiday, like which finished in October last year there. So like it's not long off the back of that, so it gives me a bit longer to extend that off season. And then obviously I know people down there as well. We've got like James that's obviously down there, my business partner, and then Danny that's got the gym, and Nick and people like that. So like there's a gym to base myself out of there. We've got Metcon, and Danny's got this like amazing posing room there as well. So like a few days out from the show when I'm down there, I'll be able to use that to practice posing. It's just good to have that kind of environment around about you and people you know. So it's like if I was going to pick anywhere, I do it, of course. I could do the Northern Irish, which is another home away from home for me, but then that's only the week after the Scottish, so we're getting the same problem there with like Grace's birthday and things like that. So, of course, the course I'm going on as well, like it's a biomechanics course, and I don't want to be like brain dead for that. Fuck that. That would just be a disaster. I'm not paying all that money to be there and be brain dead. So the Northern made most sense. It's the show that made most sense to me. So that's what we're going for. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to competing somewhere different as well, which does come with its difficulties. Obviously, like you've got to get accommodation, you've got to travel, take all your food with you, all that stuff. So it does come with its challenges, but you're going to get that in bodybuilding. It's not very often you're going to get a show 20 minutes from your house. I'm just fortunate that that's been there. And like even the year I made it to the British finals, or the year I competed in the British finals anyway, in the BNBF, it was actually in Perth that year. It was like fucking fantastic. So I should probably just wait till they have it here again. But anyway, that's not this year, and we're doing it this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting the prep started, but also we've now got this like gap between now and when the prep starts. So doing the Northern, it gives me a long time now, and it means I can continue in an off season until basically the end of March. I'm going to start the prep at the beginning of April. Now, even then, that's giving me like 25 weeks, which is a lot of time. I'm sitting about like 74, 75 kilos at the minute, which is the lowest weight I've ever started a prep at. So it is a lot of time, and you could argue I might not need it, but I'm going on holiday the first week in May. So if I start at the beginning of April, trim up for the holiday, and then really once I'm back from the holiday, that's when we really need to hit the ground running then. So it's like kind of getting ahead of myself. Like if you've got a goal and a deadline, you're better to be ahead of yourself than chasing your tail. Now in bodybuilding, that can be a bit detrimental if you're too far ahead of yourself and you're running yourself into the ground like before the show. But generally speaking, being ready, 3, 4, 5 weeks before the show, it's never going to be a bad thing. And then you can play around with how you're going to like peak yourself for getting on stage. So yeah, I'm going to be ahead of the game. I'm not going to start late. And plus, I'm keen to start. I am really keen to start, but I'm also really keen to make the most out of this next 12 weeks, out of this kind of off-season phase. I think having picked the show, it's just given me that like fire in my belly now. It's like I've spent the last 2 years really, apart from like the kind of like mini cuts, if you want to call them that. I fucking hate that term, but like if you want to call them that, mini cuts. I've spent the last 2 years really in an off season, and there's not been this deadline, there's not been this goal. And whilst I've been consistent with everything, like I'm always consistent with this stuff. It's just it's just lifestyle at the end of the day for me now. It's just like I eat the meals, I do the training, I train hard, and everything that comes with it. But now that I've got that deadline, it's like every session really matters now, and every rep really matters now. So like it has just put a fire in my belly, and it just shows the importance of having that solid goal to work towards. And like, whether you're a bodybuilder or not, if you're someone that's just looking to get in the best shape of their lives, having a solid goal to work towards is going to give you that boot up the arse that you need. If you've not got a solid goal and you're just like gradually working towards something, it's too easy to say, oh well, you know, it doesn't matter if I have an off plan meal this week because I'll catch it up next week. But when there is that solid goal, that gives you that bit up the arse. It even gives your coach a bit up the arse when you know there's that solid goal. So something I'm working on really hard with my clients at this time of year is getting that solid goal, finding something that means enough to them to make it a solid goal to work towards. So something really worth thinking about in your own training and nutrition, obviously. The main objective right now is just to keep pushing up in terms of performance, keep improving my lifts, getting stronger. But I mean, getting stronger isn't everything. It's something I've come to learn the hard way. Like, beating the logbook isn't everything, because there's a lot more to it than just simply numbers. But improving my performance in the gym, we'll say, right, and making sure every muscle's getting trained to its utmost every session. Managing fatigue and just basically making the most of this off season. That's going to be the priority for these next 12 weeks. In terms of like body composition, I just kind of want to stay about where I am, to be honest. I don't want to gain any more fat. I don't want to make this a bigger job than it has to be. I'm sitting about 75 kilos. I can't remember if I said that already. And it's the lightest I've ever started a competition prep, but I just don't want to veer much away from that. Now, obviously, scale weight and how you look are two totally different things. Because if I was like 77 kilos and I looked still pretty lean, then I'd actually be pretty happy. So forget I said that almost. And like, this is why it's important to obviously get your progress pictures and keep updating your photos, which is something I haven't actually done for a while. I've probably not done it for about a month, to be fair, so I definitely need to get some pictures in the Body Academy in the same lighting. And that's something with progress photos that is definitely really, really important, because a lot of clients will upload progress photos and then they'll be in one position one week, one light in one week, and then something totally different next week. And you're comparing apples to oranges there. You're not comparing the same things. And it's hard to get an accurate kind of gauge on their progress with that. So something that's really important is keeping that consistent, getting your photos taken in the same place, same lighting, same time of day, same amount of meals eaten, same amount of water drunk, keeping all these things consistent so that we're comparing apples to apples every week. So bear that in mind when you're doing your progress photos. Yeah, so I will get them done, and on the next video I'll show you guys them. Keep an eye on my Instagram anyway, CM Physique Factory. Keep an eye on that, because they will go up in there anyway. But I will get that done hopefully in the next week. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to getting this contest prep started. Really looking forward to it. The next videos I'm going to do, I'm going to break down a little bit more about what I'm doing training and nutrition wise right now, and then we'll kind of take that from there. And whenever we adjust that, I'll show any adjustments in that as well, or what I'm kind of doing with that. But not a lot's going to change probably. Just minuscule changes as we go along. Training will pretty much stay the same as well. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that, keep you posted on that, and let you see exactly what's going to happen with that. But as I said, focus is just through the roof right now. We've got that solid goal, and again, like, that's probably the big take home from this one for any of you guys watching. It's just like having a solid goal that's close enough to put that kind of fire in your belly. It's of the utmost importance. Just make sure you do it with your own training, guys.